piece quickly escaped from the severed cables that once connected to this now illusion of a bright future. All that remains intact is the new light to restore it. We've got a huge task in our hands. Let us finalize it. Hello everyone, GBA049 here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes in the Metroid Prime Marathon Series, episode number 41. We got every single Morph Ball ability unlocked and is ready to be demonstrated everywhere across the Sanctuary Fortress. So, let us go all the way up to the top of the, path to the Sanctuary Temple and fight Dark Samus for the second time. With a very interesting surprise twist in the end that will surely, shock many players by the time when they eventually play this game for themselves. Especially when it leads up to the end. I'm gonna go keep the build up, just make it build up a little bit more for added effect for right now. Alright, but first things first, I am going to go back to the Sanctuary Temple and scan the mechanobites, because I really did not have time to make the previous two episodes, the previous episode after the other one that I just recorded, go on for much longer, because the Spider Guardian is quite a long fight, especially when you get stuck in it after a while. But I managed to take care of the eliminate the boss in 7 minutes, which is kind of a record for me, especially in this game. Well, what with all the precision and required and whatnot. But anyway, let's go up to this elevator and just, fuck it, instantly arrive to the Sanctuary Temple and examine another ingeniously creative enemy that only this game can conjure up to a very decent, acceptable quality of flavor. The Mechanobite. Wall-walking mechanoid. Mechanoid uses magnetism to propel projectiles at enemies, vulnerable to simultaneous explosive blasts. The Luminoth created the Mechanobite to help patrol the corridors and shafts of the Sanctuary Fortress. It uses magnetism to keep itself attached to the walls and ceilings. In combat, it will fire projectiles toward its target with a magnetic accelerator. It can only be dislodged by simultaneous explosive blasts. Mechanobites self-destruct once they are heavily damaged. They are, but as a matter of fact, the only enemy that can be destroyed with the Seeker missile. Also, the range on the Mechanobite's explosive projectiles are deceptively long. They travel pretty far, surprisingly. And even though that the rate of fire and the trajectory of the projectiles are extremely slow, they can and will reach up to you to the extent of where you can't get across the bridge, no matter how hard you try. Believe me, I've tried it with all three of these guys. With all three of these guys left alive, it will knock you. They will knock you down because the projectiles, if I recall correctly, yeah. That's the problem. They have a blast radius that goes through the terrain. They just seek you down. That's the interesting part about them. The reason why I'm going back over here is because of the exclusive dialogue that Olur says that that he only mentions as soon as you're lacking a specific gear. Your next gear they need to get is the Echo Visor, and he actually mentions it, as well as Aisha and Avok. But that's very interesting trivia in the game that is so easy to miss and ignore, because The hint system will like provide information about it for you already, but they actually have extra lines of dialogue that indicate your next objective, like your next hidden item, like your next missing ability. And as you can see, the Luminoth holoprojector has turned red again, meaning they have more information to say. I should have done this before with Aisha and Avok, but since I'm already here and examining them right now with Oler, I will trek through the Metroid database and read through what I have missed out on, starting with Aisha. Well, after when Oler just tells me his wisdom. The last of our champion's visors use sound to target the unseen. Recover it from its place of honor and use it wisely. Every single piece of equipment that is used by the Luminoth has also been used and stolen. Has also been used and stolen by the Ing. Okay, I'm gonna go completely rephrase that. All right, so to keep this short, the missing Luminoth gear that that you need to get next by talking to by interacting with the holoprojector message, yeah, all of them belonged to a Cool, but they were stolen by the Ing. So yes, dark visor, echo visor, dark beam, light beam, and annihilator beam were all weapons and tools that were used by a Cool, but ever since she fell, they were ravaged. They were stolen and ravaged by the Ing race. And the fact that that all of the hologram Luminoth mention that is a very fascinating detail that is just very easy to completely miss out on. All right, so let's go back to the Spider Guardian arena and just take the short exit. I didn't mean to destroy that. Actually, I did. I hate those. What are they called again? Okay, fine. It's just a little bot. Just a bot. I don't like interacting with. You know, I could if I really wanted to, but I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, it's this way. I'm not gonna go snag the Sky Temple key just yet. We are going back to the. We're gonna go back to the main dynamo station and climb all the way up to the top. Now that we have we have reclaimed the power bomb, even though we couldn't use it in the beginning of the game anyway, we can disable this second gyroscopic ring, you know, attached and generated by the dynamo, and go to the other side. Scan these objects right here. Wreckage is blocking access to a control system. Objects are composed of dendrum. They have been destabilized by heavy radiation. Heavy radiation of what? Phazon or a nuke? It's probably a nuke. All right. This is our very last sanctuary puzzle with colors that we're going to see. So get used to it. Messing this up a little bit. All the way top here. And there we go. I practically already gave away all of my all of my details, information, and you know, passion that I have for the second Dark Samus boss fight. You know, via script. And how it demonstrates of how on how well progressed Dark Samus has become throughout ever since your first encounter. Like it's become, like it's like grown more stronger and become a lot more like you. Become a lot more like Samus as a splitting image of her. Because now it has the ability to go into boost ball, use its own version of the dark beam that can ensnare you and turn invisible. Like it's becoming more and more powerful, and unstable. The more more phase-on Dark Samus absorbs. And another interesting thing is that when you enter inside the before you enter inside the arena, that builds up to that really, really suspenseful set piece. Like right before you fight it. Dark Pirate troopers are engaging against Dark Samus, and Dark Samus destroys them in a single shot with her shrapnel beam, which basically confirms that Dark Samus is not on anyone's side. It has its own authority to follow, and nothing can disrupt its instincts on what it's plotting. Dark Samus is literally just there on Aether, just minding its own business and just being a huge detriment to you. I mean, sure, it is indirectly responsible for essentially, Dark Samus is indirectly responsible for the crisis that happened on Aether, but at the exact same time, it wasn't, because it was Planet Phase that was responsible for everything happening for everything happening. And Dark Samus in reality was nothing more but just a not quite sure how to describe this, but was an after product of Planet Phase. Like it was just like one of the many like mutant strains from the planet that is allowing this crisis to continue and spread. But among many other things, that just completely discombobulates the mind. Anyway, object scan complete. Target is part of the main dynamo. Unit is offline. Service is no longer charged. And now we can get across it. I have been holding on to the L button for way too long. Alright, is it on this side? There we go. And the only way across here is via the boost ball, and we have made it across. Our nemesis awaits. Hey, look, it's Raid Shadow Legend. I mean, that's the best name I can give it. And so the brilliant set piece begins. Bioscan complete. Target DNA confirmed. Dark Samus. Target is energizing itself. At this point, I don't give a shit. Building internal supply of phase-on energy to dangerously high levels. I'll add more build-up to the reason why I keep on calling Dark Samus it instead of she, because it's justified. My reasons are extremely justified. We'll wait until the very end of the game, and I'll tell you why. Anyway, so this set piece is extremely brilliant for like several reasons. One thing, it's kind of a shame that the door does not lock behind you until does not lock behind you in this place, because it really should have like set the tone, even higher, more than what it already is. But Dark Samus is directly right in front of you through a glass window, just minding its own business, just absorbing the phase-on, and the doors are shut off, like literally right next door to where you are. A whole lot of crates to prepare you for the next boss fight. But here's the thing. Dark Samus is on the other side of this vault, and by the time it's opening, you're expecting some kind of jump scare, something that you see from some sort of horror novel or something like that. But no, and you can also hear like the phase-on absorbing abilities from Dark Samus, and then it's like sudden encounter with the Dark Twin in front of you. Nope, it's gone. Where did it go? Is it hiding? Has it turned invisible? Is it messing with you? Well, it's all the above. Gonna get as much dark beam ammunition as I can get. Well, not too much because I don't want to trivialize this fight. I don't want to trivialize this fight. And there's Dark Samus is absorbing more phase on the wall. And this setting is just fucking epic. We're fighting on an elevator and just fighting just high in the sky. The reason why I the main reason why I love the second Dark Samus fight, and it's also among my favorite Metroid bosses in the series, is because of how fucking personal the setting is. Because, yep, let's settle this once and for all. That's genuinely like of what this boss fight, you know, is, what this boss fight feels like to me. And by the time you get to the top, like, all the stops are delivered, and you're just, like, going all out, just delivering all you can just to just destroy your nemesis. And the ending is just extremely fucking satisfying, but also deceiving. Just adds more and more and more to this already outstanding and just fucking incredulous build-up this game provides. Dark Samus. Reborn, enhanced, and vengeful. Enhanced beam system and boost attacks added to arsenal. Stealth field generator present in armor. Tactical scans have identified several new battle systems in the armor of Dark Samus. It now wields a potent variant of your charge beam. Its boost attack has been augmented, and the ability to render itself invisible is present as well. Bioscan suggests that Dark Samus can reform its body short of total atomic disruption. Extreme caution recommended. This boost ball may look extremely devastating and, you know, extremely difficult to deal with, but really all that it takes to disrupt the attack is a single shot of the light beam. And since you're a being of light, you're still affected by the dark. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead with the Super Missile. Nah, if only I actually landed that. Also, I love this cutscene right here. Where are you going? Oh, okay. So Dark Samus is like scripted to like, you know, spam the yeah, just keep on spamming that move until you eventually reach to the top, or deal enough damage to it. It's like, look at that. No escape now. I've got you. I've got you right where I want you. There is no escape. Careful of the boost ball. Careful of the boost ball. All I had to do was just sidestep to avoid that. And now Dark Samus has turned invisible, forcing you to go to the dark visor. Nice little effects from the charged phase-on beam that it now uses. Oh yeah, another very interesting detail is that. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Whenever Dark Samus is like in its invisible state. Rephrase that again. Whenever Dark Samus is like has a bunch of bioluminescent particles like floating in the air, that means that it's invisible. It's there somewhere, but it's just waiting to like it's waiting to, you know, surprise you. Apparently, I've been holding on to the charge shot for that long while I was frozen. I didn't know I could do that. If I use the dark beam, I completely skip this phase, but I'm not gonna. If I use the dark burst, I completely skip that phase. I'm not gonna do that. Let's just like let's just prolong this fight with the our. Actually, no. I'm actually curious. How much damage does the sunburst do to her? Sorry. Why am I apologizing? Don't ask. All right, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom, baby! Ah, damn it. That did absolutely nothing. That's unfortunate. Not gonna let that happen. I'm surprised that actually hit you. Okay. Wait for it. Ha! And it's also very satisfying about Dark Samus just destroys the place around, around itself. This is so of how of how truly powerful it's gotten since your first encounter. Like I seriously cannot like ask for more in a setting like this. Like it's just, hate to say this, but it's literally peak. The desert ahead of its time. I'm just gonna go get frozen by this on purpose, just to see what the HUD looks like. Yep. Very similar to the Dark Beam with its freezing capabilities. Actually, you know what? Let's go. Let's just get this over with. Wait for it. Yeah, that's how much damage it takes from the freaking Dark Burst. What's the matter? Could it deflect that? It's just losing control of itself. To where it escapes and just plummets far into the abyss of Sanctuary Fortress. And this is the point of where you truly believe that Dark Samus is gone. Like, how in the hell could it survive an impact like that? How in the hell could it survive? We'd have no idea. We literally have no fucking idea on how the hell Dark Samus could survive that fall from this high up. We're basically at the freaking exosphere of the planet. This is the highest. Yep. Yeah, it actually is. The airy structure of Sanctuary Fortress is the highest elevation on planet Aether. Just barely reaching the exact length, the exact height of the fucking Great Temple. Why it's this high, why it's this tall to begin with, I have no idea, but realistically, anyone would fucking die from would die from a fall that high. But not Dark Samus. It found a way. How? We don't know. But let me just say that its reappearance is just like illustrated so good. I have no words to describe it. Like, currently, I have no words to describe it. I'll think of something. Trust me, I'll think of something. But for right now, let's, restore on what we're missing. And claim the, item that Akul once used. Some more light beam ammunition here. Alright, that's enough to suffice. Another spider ball and, boost ball puzzle to solve here. The fact that there's absolutely no enemies in this part of oh god. Yeah, another thing I have to mention. I have to say the Dark Aether version of this area is so fucking disturbing. I mean, I know you could like not see the bottom of Aether when you're on the area, but when you're in Dark Aether, it's a bottomless void. It's a bottomless fucking void, is what this area is. The Hive Summit. Like this is the highest point of Dark Aether. Like this is as high as Dark Aether can go. And it is just so fucking disturbing. Real quick, let me just like get off of this platform. Never mind, I can't. Okay, whatever. Okay, you know what? Let me just snag the let me just snag the echo visor. grab it, go back to Dark Aether just so we can take a look at that beautiful, beautiful void. Nice front-facing view of Samus in the dark suit. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that even the gravity boost and the dark suit was used by a Cool. Don't fall off or you're a dumbass. Say hello to the Echo Visor. Dark Samus's presence is still there. But slowly vanished. The last visor in the game. Basically, just look into another dimension. Or actually, another plane of existence of what the Echo Visor is. Press down to activate the visor. And here is something that looks like something you'd see in beta testing. But no. I don't know, it just turns into the opposite spectrum of Mad World. Like instead of outline black and everything's white, it's the opposite. It's dark and it pulsates with it pulsates with echolocation, so that way you can see everything around you. And the puzzle begins. Well, not yet, of course. I'm gonna go back to the spot of where Dark Samus plummeted. Or should I say, where Dark Samus quote-unquote died. Looks absolutely beautiful on the bottom right there. But let's just go back to Dark Aether and we see a completely different picture. A background like that would look like something that you would see in your nightmares. And by the time when you're dreaming of you know, accidentally falling off the edge of this void, you can just feel the immersion of you just falling tremendously fast, or just, you know, I don't know, just... Have you ever had that experience of dreaming of falling down a pit, and by the time you wake up, you're and by the time when you wake up, before the vision is like before the vision is a blur to you in the dream, you suddenly feel this rushing gust of wind just like pounding through your ears, and your body temperature is like extremely warm by the time you wake up. And when you wake up, all you hear is ringing. Falling in a dream is the most disturbing and just weirdest, you know, experiences ever. I've had that once and I was like, oh god. It was like, oh, thank god that was a dream. That's how I always feel every single time I look down in this pit. Like, it's absolutely nothing. There's nothing down there. There's nothing up there. Okay, something I know. Okay, something that also disturbs me. Dark Aether is another dimension that has a dark version of Aether. And Aether is a planet in a planet that is isolated in its own galaxy. Does that mean that there's also a dark galaxy, a dark universe as well in Dark Aether? Or was it just a seed of its own plant? When the Leviathan seed struck Dark Aether, not only did Phazon begin to sow into the earth, darkness was also planted. Like another strain of darkness. Worse than Phazon? No, just a byproduct. All right, object scan complete. Elevator platform is using a sonic security system. Sonic detection gear needed to interface with the system. Elevator is receiving commands via sonic beam. The commands are keeping it locked in place. Destroying the sonic beam emitters may release the elevator. And here we go. Such a fascinating concept. Looks like something you'd see from a blueprint. Also, the sound design with the echo visor, very nice. Everything just feels very cave-like. Like when you have the echo visor equipped, it really feels like that you're in a cave. Like everything around you, everything that you see, everything that you hear, it's in a cave. Like something that you would see when you close your eyes shut. Or just imagine of what imagining of what the world would look like when your eyes are closed. Just trying to picture everything around you. All you see is darkness, but you're just picturing all the outlines. Also, this is the reason why I really hate those flying transmitter bots. Is because they eventually do this for some reason. All doors locked. Oh no! Should have done that in the first place, but oh well. Would have added more to the effect, but this is the reason why I hate these bots right here. Is because that they were made to lock you inside. So every opportunity that I get to destroy one of those devices that they're flying in the air performing maintenance duties for the enemy and not for the Luminoth, I'm breaking them. Whenever I feel like it, of course. Too bad they don't give you anything to destroy them, though. There we go. You're perfectly fine with just 100 rounds of ammunition. It's depending if you're like not facing an extremely durable boss. You only need it for enemies. There we go. Now we're good. Now that we got the echo visor, let's quickly save the damn game and unpurposely soft lock ourselves. I'm gonna go all the way over here to do it too. So yeah, I will be right back. I really shouldn't do this, but I just feel like doing it anyway. Just so that I can show you the very funny and also kind of stupid story that I had when I discovered this game-breaking glitch. Okay. Arrived to our destination. In this one room, the main research. How this soft lock is, I can't believe I'm saying this, performed is that you are supposed to leave one of the sonic emitter devices that is being directed to this vault door. Like all three of them are supposed to normally all three of them are supposed to be disabled, so that way this door will unlock. However, here is the thing that you should never, ever do in the original game of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. When you leave one of the devices turned on, and if at any point you decide, for whatever reason, decide to leave the area and leave the area and then come right back to it, for some reason this key little echo device will not be interactable. Therefore, you are stuck for the rest of the game. You have to reset your save file. You have soft locked yourself. This thing can no longer be interacted with your gun. Observe. Gonna go like do a couple things inside this room. Destroy a couple res bits as well, because why not? And then wait for a couple of seconds, and then re-enter inside the room. And then you will see the biggest mistake you have ever made in your entire life. Go back inside. Enemies will respawn too. Kirby enemies. Let me just take care of them real quick. Okay. So. Now take a look. Well, it can... Okay, so correction. The device can be interacted with, but it does not... The door does not unlock. So, word of advice, when you're doing that, if you ever decide to leave the room right before all of those devices are enabled, don't do that. You just soft lock yourself. You screwed yourself over. Then again, everyone already knows this soft lock by now. But if they decide to like play the original game Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, they need to know this. Do not do this at all. I learned that the hard way. When I first discovered this soft lock glitch, I was irate. Like, no words can describe on how fucking furious I was when I suddenly just discovered that I could not continue the game. I blamed it on the game rather than myself. So much to the point of where I nearly broke my controller in half. Like, I was like, you know, I threw it on the ground. I gritted my teeth. I was speaking through my teeth, just like this every time. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? That sort of thing. Yeah. And on that day, I have never been so angry in a video game before in my entire life. And that's the last time, too. The first and also last time I've ever been frustrated in a game is when the game just would not allow me to progress. Years later, I discovered it was a very game-breaking glitch. So, yeah. Get out. You will lose unsaved data. Yes! Alright, so now that we've done that, double check first. Since that I did not save, since I did not save after that, we're fine. We're fine. We can progress like normal. But I just want to test it just to make sure, because I don't even know if the bug also affects unsaved data. That would suck. Like, to be continued, I will be right back. Insert pre-planned quote cold open here. I can feel his footsteps on the other side of this room. Jeez. Ink Smashers are freaking different. Bit of frame drops when you destroy a resbit. There we go, it's fine. I tested it. Just set this bomb off. Torvus falls. The Ying turn their focus on the Torvus bog next, sending a vast force to lay siege to the temple there. Thousands upon thousands of Ying were destroyed by our warriors, yet they kept coming until there was no Luminoth alive to offer resistance in Torvus. On that day, the energy of Torvus was taken to Dark Aether, and our hopes for survival grew dim. How did you not get affected by the fucking power bombs? Like, I expect your command module to get affected, but nope. Oh, fuck. Oh, they're... Oh, I did not know that. I had absolutely no idea they were immune to the freaking power bombs because of their shields. That's an interestingly frustrating detail. Okay, that's it. Have the power of the sun on your ass. Bye. What? Oh my god. Yeah, that's durable if I've ever seen it. That's advanced durability. You just... This motherfucker just tanked an entire sun! I launched the sun on this thing and it still lives! What? Jeez. That's hilarious. Alright, now for the literal experimental mini-boss. The Caretaker class drone. Rogue maintenance drone. Drone designed to protect a magnetic rail chamber, which is odd. Chamber's rails are a boost jump apart. Perhaps the Luminoth were experimenting with boost technology. The Caretaker drone was designed to protect and maintain an experimental energy chamber. It uses electrically charged limbs to perform its duties. The drone requires sensor updates to fight. A vulnerable detection unit will extend periodically to search for targets. Destroying this unit would weaken its combat ability. But we're not going to go after the Caretaker drone just yet, because we need to get the screw attack first. I suppose we can get like a snag his missile expansion too. Why not? I'm not gonna go experiment if the soft lock glitch also applies to Dark Aether or not, but I'm not gonna go take any chances. I don't want to lose like over 6 hours of gameplay for that. So yeah. And yes, I may be extremely nitpicky on the subtle changes that the trilogy made for the audio and whatnot. But I really don't care about like any of the inconsistencies and like lack of polish that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes has on the original game, and also that the two bosses are extremely difficult for no apparent reason. This is by no means has to do anything with you know, recommending to anyone if they ever want to like try out Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for themselves eventually at some point. But subjectively, the original game is superior, like vastly superior. Like it flows very smoothly compared to the other ones. I mean, sure. I mean, sure. Like the quality and the graphics could be, you know, I'm surprised that how did that go through the shield? The quality and graphics are, you know, obviously enough, just, you know, not up to standard compared to what the Metro Prime trilogy did, but still, I really don't care. I really don't care. All right, let's go to the room where we evaded the Ink Smasher and get our first, get our very first Dark Temple key, the Ing Hive Temple key. Not the Dark Sanctuary. People always call it Dark Sanctuary Fortress because, you know, it's just exactly that. It's Dark Sanctuary Fortress. But to save some breath and syllables, it's the Ing Hive. All right. I'm also not gonna go get that missile expansion like right behind me that's surrounded by Ink Smasher just yet, because one, getting that missile expansion while you're dealing with an Ink Smasher is the biggest mistake you could ever make, and I nearly died on one occasion before. And two, that missile expansion itself is kind of frustrating to get. I'd say getting that missile expansion in getting that missile expansion is far more difficult than the Spider Guardian. Far more frustrating. Ouch. All right. So on this side, there's our first Hive Temple key. Quadraxis is approaching. which is indeed our next boss fight. Well, not next, you know, mini boss fight. That one is the Caretaker class drone. Not sure why that Ing Hive key is like right there in plain sight when you enter Dark Aether for the first time in this area, but it's alright, I guess. I'm gonna go take a look what the Pirate Commandos look like with the Echo Visor. Oh my god, that's a different vibe altogether! That is a completely different vibe. Holy shit. Whoa! So this is what it must have felt like to, you know, traverse in Dark Aether before it was finalized. It used to be pitch black, and only the silhouettes can be seen. Wow. Note to self, experiment with the freaking Echo Visor more often. That is so cool. Oh man, that is so nice. I like that, I really do. Let's not go over there, it's completely pointless. I don't even know how long I've been recording right now, but let me just go back to the ooh, frame drops right there. Go back to Light Aether and reach the safe station to fight the Caretaker class drone. Yeah, that's gonna be our next thing we're gonna do. After that, I'm gonna go call this episode quits. And then go on to the next one where we collect the rest of the temple keys, and hopefully, depending on how quickly we get there, fight Quadraxis. But with this amount of ammunition, yeah, I'm fine. 150 missiles, like 150 dark and light beam ammunition. With this amount of energy tanks, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not asking myself to get killed. I just want to feel what I felt before. When I first fought Quadraxis. Really not much needs to be said about how downright quintessentially flawless Quadraxis is as a boss. Favorite Metroid boss to this day, and also one of my favorite bosses of all time. Really, not much needs to be said, except for one thing that I completely forgot to mention in the script. I mean, I hinted it in like the editing when I was like putting in warrior ink, possessing you know, creatures, and like taking the annihilator beam from from a coal, and then just like just giving it to Quadraxis. There's two things I like to talk about that wasn't in the script before, but yeah, I'll definitely get to those reasons at a later date. For now, that's it for right now. Okay, so with all that said and done, I demonstrated the soft lock glitch in Sanctuary Fortress. Don't do that. And taking care of a couple things in Sanctuary Fortress, like actually no, there's barely anything we did in this episode. We were just examining things, getting a couple things. Oh yeah, destroyed Dark Samus. And our next objective that we're going to do is thwart and completely dismantle the Caretaker class drone. Kind of an iffy mini-boss, but it's one that's pretty unique, but for one glaring issue is that you're holding on to the L button the entire time. So it's a little bit straining, but I can handle it just fine. But yeah, anyway, that'll have to conclude in this episode, and I'll hope to see you again in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. This is GBA049, signing out and going offline, and see you next mission.